Allah is my heart's speech. Your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa. La siyama al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallama tasliman kathira. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to a new edition of your program, Ask Huda. A quick reminder with our contact informations. The phone numbers beginning with the area code are 002-0238-555-248 or 249. And the Facebook page on which I collect the questions is Dr. Muhammad Salah Official. Barakallahu feekum. The first caller today, Assalamu alaikum. Sister Salma from the USA. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Salma.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sheikh Salah, how are you?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. Thank you for asking. How about you, sister?
Jazakallahu khairan. Jazakumullahu khairan for the whole team, Salah.
Thank you. Jazakumullahu khairan.
I have a question. In USA, it's really a big problem. We cannot do anything to for our kids to explain them to come to Islam, the religion, because of the society. So what's the best way to convince or try to explain them? Or is there any dua which can help our deep parents too? You know what I mean, Sheikh Salah?
No, I perfectly know.
Okay. Jazakallahu khairan, Sheikh. This is my only question. Please try to answer this so that the parents here are in big, how to deal with these teenager kids. Jazakumullahu khairan.
Wa jazakum. Thank you, Sister Salma. Barakallahu fiki. No doubt that the greatest challenge that Muslims are facing in non-Muslim societies is how to raise their children. Many challenges, many obstacles, many serious threats, peer pressure, the schools, whether private or public schools, college, their friends, the media. It isn't something easy. It is something which would require the parents to be alert 24/7. So inshallah I'll try to tackle this during this episode. The next caller, Assalamu alaikum. Brother Abdullah from Sudan.
كيف يا شيخ؟
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Abdullah. How are you?
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. How are you doing, Sheikh?
Naam. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless you with all your offerings for us.
Jazakallah
I have a question.
Naam.
I have a question. I've read in fiqh, this fiqh, they said that if a girl has someone to marry her, that it is permissible for him to see her like without the hijab. Is that authentic or?
Okay, I get your question.
Alhamdulillah, shukran jazilan.
You're most welcome. Okay. Brother Abdullah is asking about a hadith which reads in Arabic, انظر إليها فإنه أحرى أن يؤدم بينكما. When the Prophet ﷺ heard that one of his companions got married or about to get married, he said, did you see her? He said, no, not yet. So he said, you got to look at her. This is more worthy with regards to establishing a confirmation and what we call it chemistry, in order to make sure that the marriage life would last. And يؤدم بينكما. And the vast majority of the scholars are said another will be looking at, the face, at the hands, at the body. Some even extended that to the hair. And that's it. Some people really went beyond boundaries and they say that he can see whatever he can from her without hijab. But this is not, of course, permissible. Because looking at the face would give you a complete image of the woman whom you would like to spend the rest of your life with her. Like, whether she's pretty, pleases you or not. Because we keep telling the youth that Islam does not only tell you that choose a religious one, even if she is not attractive. I mean, maybe she's not attractive to you, but attractive to somebody else, different tendency. But what you have to develop is likeness. You like her. You feel like happy when you look at her. Same thing with her. She must see you. She must chat with you in the presence of the mahram and so on. So if you can accomplish this goal by simply looking at the face and at the hands, then that should be more than sufficient. The person, of course, who has a mother, has a sister who goes with him to sit and chat with the girl, she can tell him about the nature of the hair, curly, smooth, long, short. So we have to keep in mind that lowering the gaze is a must, but in conditions like that, it will be permissible with a limit. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Hashir from Bahrain. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you, Sheikh?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. Thank you for asking, Brother Hashir.
Sheikh, I have two questions.
Now.
The first one is, a couple of days ago I was praying at masjid, and after praying I was just reading Quran from my mobile. So one of the guys over there, he told me that if you have a mushaf in the masjid, so it is better to pray from it, as even looking at the mushaf is ajr.
No.
So this is my first question: is it true or not? And the second question is from my wife, which is in Sahih Bukhari. I have the translation of Dr. Muhsin Khan. So in which in the hadith where they say that the ladies should cover even their feet. This thing was in bracket, so I don't know whether there is a ruling on it or not. While praying, the sisters should cover their feet as well and hands. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
These are the two questions.
Thank you, Brother Hashir. Okay. Yes, indeed, looking in the Mus'haf, in the Quran, at the word of Allah is an act of worship. And if I have the chance or the choice to read from the Mus'haf, which is fully called the Quran, إِنَّهُ لَقُرْآنٌ كَرِيمٌ, from cover to cover, or reading the Quran from the book of Tafsir, or from a digital device, from my iPad, I give preference to reading from the Mus'haf, especially the text will be larger. In addition to, this is the Quran. You are carrying the Quran in a state of tahara. But it is definitely permissible to recite the Quran from your mobile phone, from your mobile device. It is definitely permissible. The hadith which you're referring to is narrated by Salama. May Allah be pleased with her. She asked the Prophet ﷺ about the permissibility of a woman praying in dir'in wa khimar. Al-khimar is known, that which covers the head and the chest and goes down. For a woman, of course. And the dir' is the outer garment, is the dress. So the Prophet ﷺ said, it is permissible if it was long enough to cover the feet. So the scholars concluded from this hadith that covering the feet for a woman during the prayer is a must, and similarly during the tawaf, because a tawaf is an act of worship similar to the prayer. But this is not the only opinion. There is a difference of opinion whether women's feet during the prayer is awrah or not. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Ahmed from Nigeria. Yeah, Ahmed. Ahmed, salamu alaikum. Now.
Salamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Don't forget to mute your TV, Ahmed.
Okay. I have one question.
Now.
The question is concerning zakat.
Now.
If I am working in an organization and they give me a loan which is not interest-free loan, and the loan, I use it to buy some properties payable in 10 years. That means I bought the property, they gave me the money and I bought the property myself. So, is it permissible for me to pay the car now, being the fact that I got the money as a loan? It's not my own 100%.
Okay, now there are two questions in one. But the first one, I need a clarification. Did you say that they gave you an interest-free loan or interest-based loan?
Interest-free loan.
Free loan, okay. Then this question is sorted out already, alhamdulillah. Your question is, if somebody is in debt, does he still have to pay zakah? We'll answer this, inshallah. Brother Abdul Karim from Somalia. Okay. Well, if the person's debt is scheduled to be paid on installments, and it's not due right now, and you have some money which is zakatable, then you pay zakah on what you already possess. If it is due right now, and this money which you have is dedicated to pay your debt, then pay it, and you're not obliged to pay any zakah, since you would not have what is known as a nisab. You do not possess a nisab. But mere owing a debt does not mean that you are not obliged to pay zakah. Sister Salman, I hope that I take a few minutes to answer your question with regards to looking after and raising the children in the West. I do have many people here in our channel who were born and raised in America, or they lived in America and they started families, so they decided to move from the free land, move from the most advanced society, move to sometimes a very hard living conditions. Less fortunate, and with a lot of difficulties, heavy traffic, pollution, problems with the nutrition, problems with the fun, problems with many things. But they were looking at the bigger picture, which is, well, I'm da'if, I'm very weak, can't afford to lose my children, and I don't think I can really be very protective in a society like that. I have actually Native Americans, and I have had in the channel here, and many of my students from all over Europe, North America, many places, Native people, like they don't have homes in any other country. They made what is known as hijrah. Why? What is the purpose? This hijrah was a legitimate hijrah. They wanted to save their families. Many people are ready to move from Mecca or from Medina to live in New York, to live in Florida, to live in California because of the beautiful weather, because of the fancy lifestyle, and so on. And they say, I'm going to take my chances. The risk is very high. So the first advice, which may not please many people, that if you have another place in a Muslim society, even with very hard living conditions, health, pollution, poverty, and all of that, but you're going to secure the life and the future of your children, you're going to make them grow up in a religious environment or relatively religious environment, because I'm not going to lie to you, there is no it does not exist anywhere in the world, a society where you can say this is the kind of life of the Sahaba or Al-Muhajirin and Al-Ansar. But it's basically the benefit-risk ratio. This place is better than this place, or a little better, or this place is very risky, is very dangerous, and so on. I perfectly know what you're talking about. I'm one of those who are very weak. And I decided I can take the challenge. Even though I opened schools and I taught in America and I go back and forth all over, but I thought, because of the many experiences I have seen, that I'm not willing to go through that experience. I'm not willing to see my children go astray in front of my very eyes, or see my child having a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or even go odd, as you all know. No, I can't afford it. I can't take it. So this is what we call it as-salamatu la ya'diluha shay. It is best to put yourself on the safe side, to secure yourself by not accepting the challenge. What about if one does not have the alternative? I don't have this option to go to another society, or I don't know how to do it, and I can't do it. In this case, then the least you can do is you must live by a Muslim society, an Islamic center. And a Muslim community has a great task to fulfill. It's not only celebrating Eid and fighting over when is the beginning for Ramadan, no, and fighting who's going to be the administration and executive committee and elections. No, we have a bigger task, which is saving our children. Saving our children. So we have to join hands and efforts, and we have to keep thinking. It is 24/7 job. Sometimes in Muslim societies and Islamic communities, they offer Sunday school. Okay, not bad. But sometimes the Sunday school is, I like to give it that name, some analgesics. It makes you feel like, okay, satisfy your conscience. You're doing okay. But in fact, it is not sufficient. Imagine somebody who's exposed to filth 8 hours every day. 8 hours every day. Exposed to filth, literally. Then sitting in garbage, surrounded with a tremendous pressure, the peer pressure, drugs, girls, you name it. Then you just give him a couple hours every week on Sunday school, and he hates it. Why? Because everybody believes that I'm just doing it. I have to do it. So we have to look at it entirely different. It's a challenge. It's a battlefield. It is my family, my children. Why did I immigrate in the first place? In order to secure a beautiful future for them. What if I lose them entirely? Allah the Almighty says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة. I am required before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not just to save myself and protect myself, but my family members, my children, my wife, everyone who's living under my roof. It's a big responsibility. So the daily work with either an Islamic teaching, Islamic studies, private tutoring, memorizing and learning Quran, having daily classes in the masjid that they have to attend, and we have to attend as well. I'm saying this if you don't have the first choice, which is to escape. Until a certain time where you believe that they can really differentiate and distinguish between what is right and what is wrong. Otherwise, then let's find a Noah's Ark in the society, the Islamic Center. Provide the alternative for our children so that they love to go to the masjid. The Imam. I have a friendly advice to all the Imams. Everybody who has memorized the Quran, has become a Hafiz, or acquired a degree and wants to travel to work in the States or work in Europe so that he can make a couple $1,000 or can buy a house in the future or whatever. This is nonsense. Allah entrusted you with the greatest task on earth, saving people. Saving people. So the community and the leaders of the community have to look at the Imam whenever they are doing an interview as a savior, as a community leader, not as an employee, that he will take orders from us and we can fire him whenever. And also the Imam has to have a mission. His mission number one is the teenagers, to love them, to protect them, to be friend with them, boys and girls. They have to trust him. They have to learn from him. He has to be a role model. His main goal is not to keep jumping from one community to another to look for a better offer. This is with health insurance, this is with a better house, but to establish a generation. That would be your asset. Wallahi, I really don't have time to address this in details, but otherwise, this is the most important subject. This is the most important subject. So what you can do now, besides all what I said, is constantly, in every sajda, make dua. May Allah protect your children. And the youth of the entire ummah, in the West and otherwise. And the best dua in this regard, وَأَصْلِحْ لِي فِي ذُرِّيَّتِي إِنِّي تُبْتُ إِلَيْكَ. And ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Salih from Cameroon. I'm sorry, brother Salih. Jazakallah khairan and aslahak Allah. Please try again. I'm really sorry. Okay. One thing which I like that the Indian Pakistani families do, not all, the Indo-Pak society have the very good and otherwise, that they do the weekly halqa, where the whole family members, one house would invite the neighbors and would invite a sheikh or a speaker to inspire them with the tafsir of a surah. They would hint to the sheikh that we want to discuss this matter, the danger of drugs, or give us some stories about how to become dutiful to the elders, to the parents, some serious warning, but in a nice way. Wallahi, I believe the job of the dua in these societies are more important than the physicians and the doctors and the heart surgeons. Why? Because you operate on 1 or 2 or 100 people, but for the da'iyah, you have this whole field, they're all your target. The audience, no one should be excluded. They say, well, this person belongs to this party or this sect. It doesn't matter. Most of those people do not know anything about their religion. Many people walk to the community and they say, I'm Shia, and this person, I belong to this sect, or I belong to, okay, what do you know about your belief? Nothing. They don't know about their own Islam, their religion. They just know that they were born Muslims belonging to this party or this sect. So we start from the scratch. The Imam have to love every person, not to take sides with one person or some people against the others. Imam has to stay away from politics. Rather has to belong to everyone. Everyone should feel that the Imam belongs to me and I belong to him. That the Imam, I should have an access to the Imam whenever. And the teenagers, how lovely whenever my son or daughter, 14, 15, 16, 18, feels very comfortable to pick up the phone and call the Imam at Fajr. Sheikh, I have a very serious mas'ala I want to share with you. At that we say this Imam is successful. This Imam have achieved success. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Abdul Karim from Somalia. Yeah, Abdul Karim, mute your TV, please. Abdul Karim.
Yes,
No.
I can hear you. I just want to ask you one question, please.
No. Abdul Karim.
Hello.
Go ahead, Brother Abdul Karim.
And I have a problem. Can you hear me, please?
And we have a problem as well, because you did not mute your TV. Mute your TV and say your issue right away. Okay, the brothers in the control,
Okay.
please collect his question. Jazakumullahu khairan. Okay, and remind every caller that they need to mute their TV set. Before I resume, I want to share with you the sad news that our dear friend Sheikh Walid Al-Basuni, may Allah preserve him, his father passed away, and we attended his funeral today, alhamdulillah, shukrullah. So I encourage you all, brothers and sisters, to pray for him. He was a very kind man, alhamdulillah, shukrullah. May Allah have mercy on him and all the deceased of the Muslim Ummah. Allahumma ameen. Sheikh Walid is a very renowned scholar in North America. He's residing in Houston, Texas, and he has several appearances on our screen. So may Allah have mercy on his father, and may Allah give him and his family patience. Allahumma ameen. Also, I have a very special request from one of our cast and the crew, our cameraman. He also lost his father a couple of days ago, and he requested me if I can ask the viewers to pray for his father. That would really make him the happiest person on earth. And I said this is very affordable. We should pray for each other. And by the way, the purpose of the funeral prayer is to intercede and to make dua for the dead person. That's why we really have to be very sincere. Like, when we say make dua for this person, he passed away, it is not just something that we chant, oh Allah forgive him his sins, and that's it. No, you need to focus on your dua. And imagine that you will be in this situation very soon. And you would need a lot of people to sincere their supplication whenever they're invoking Allah to have mercy on you, to intercede for you. Because this is what the Prophet ﷺ has said. If those righteous people who have been to offer the funeral prayer interceded, their intercession will be accepted. So we have to be attentive, and we have to really mean what we say when we say Allahumma aghfir lah, Allahumma arham, Allahumma aj'al qabrahu rawdatan min riyadil jannah, wa la taj'alhu hufratan min hufar an-nar. Secondly, as I was honored to lead the funeral prayer of Sheikh Walid's father today and attend his burial. Alhamdulillah, shukla, the graveyard, the cemetery was according to the sunnah. And I looked at one of the halls which was open, ready to receive me, you, somebody else. Who's next? Subhanallah, this is amazing. And I looked at it and I said, would I fit here? Subhanallah, this is all what I get from life. This is all what I get from life. So I kept looking at this hole. This very tiny, little small hole, which is mine. This is all what you get. And soon after your body would decay, they will collect the bones on the side to bury somebody else, and so on. So this life is not really worth it. One have to be smart enough to know that. I'm saying something relating to Sister Salma's question. Sister Salma, who called from the US. I'm building up my future. I'm preparing for an eternal life. So the decision I make should be based on this reality. Today I remembered why Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, may Allah be pleased with him, despite the fact that there was like 8 caliphs between him and Al-Khulafa al-Rashidin, Ali ibn Abi Talib was the last, he is still counted as the 5th rightly guided Khalifa. He actually dug a grave, and he used to go and rest in his grave while alive. He would lie down in his grave. That is the best reminder. Reminder of what? This life is not worth it. Try to live this life, as the Prophet ﷺ said, as a wayfarer, as a traveler. Based on that, what would really benefit me once I go to that hole? Is it the degree, the house in the neighborhood, or the business which I live for my kids, my family, or the citizenship of whatever country, or the alhamdulillah I left behind righteous offspring? This is what the Prophet ﷺ said. أَوَّلَدٍ صَالِحٍ يَدْعُ لَهُ. So this righteous child would pray for his father. I think a couple of days ago or last week I spoke about another funeral I attended, and the people did not even enter the masjid to offer the funeral prayer. They were busy smoking outside. But today I was very happy and I was very pleased. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all the best conclusion of our lives in this world. We have to take a short break and we'll be back inshallah in a couple of minutes. Stay tuned.
Imagine that the Anbiya, they were the most beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they had the hardest life.
He assumed that he had some kind of superiority and he was a better, more chosen, a better person because he had this wealth. And then you look at all the other people who had wealth, and some of them were the worst people. You had Fir'aun and
reviving your niyyah time and again, that you're doing insincerely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Most of the youth, they think, oh, I'm going to pray when I'm old, it's okay, now I'll have fun in my life. Later on I'll work, I'll go on my bed, I'll pray 5 times a day. And all these things, they think that's later on in their life, and they don't know when they will die.
Amira, who's your role model?
Khadija radiallahu anha.
And why?
Because she was Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam's wife, and she was the first lady to believe in Islam.
We can't just take knowledge and keep it as information. We have to transfer it into action. When he got up, he said one thing. Asalla nas? Did the people pray? In Hajj, for example, the primary example of how multiculturalism really looks like. All equal. I've got a dentist in Canada. Even though he's ripping holes in my teeth, he's got great akhlaq. I love visiting him. Identify the issue. Analyze it. Challenge it. And then try again. Because if you fail, big deal. Try again and keep trying.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back. Brother Ahmed from Jordan is on the line. Assalamu alaikum.
You are welcome. Dr. Muhammad, I am so proud to be one of the followers who watch your channel.
I'm proud of you, Brother Ahmed. Barakallah feek. Jazakallah khair.
I have a question for you.
Now.
I just want to ask you concerning a person who has mentioned the divorce several times while he was in a state or in a manner of anger. What is required for him to do concerning this?
Okay, Jazakallah khair. Any other questions?
No, but I am so proud of you and your programs. Not only this one, but the correct recitation is also very beneficial for every one of us.
Jazakallah khair.
Thank you very much.
Barakallah feek. Thank you. الطلاق في إغلاق, or giving divorce while one is in extreme anger. Before I say the hukm, who divorces his wife while he's having fun, after having a nice meal, or after chatting with her and enjoying their time? Nobody does. Divorce happens normally whenever the person is angry. But what kind of anger which will make the divorce nil? Doesn't count, void. The anger during which the person will be like, does not even recognize those who are around him. So normally, if somebody says, I was very angry when I divorced my wife, I ask him, did you recognize that she is your wife whenever you said to her, you're divorced? Or you mixed up between her and your mother, her and your sister? Oh no, I was fully aware, but she made me mad. So just the regular anger which we all go through does not affect divorce. If the person says, you're divorced, then that is an effective divorce. But the kind of anger which the divorce will be ineffective with is when the person says, Ya Shaykh, Wallahi, I didn't know what I was saying. I couldn't see in front of me. I saw like fire. I lost my mind. I was insane. And she says, in fact, he kept saying things that I didn't understand him. So both testify that this condition of anger, the person was like in insanity. Okay? So this is very sensitive. Not any person can give you a fatwa in this regard, because every person will pick up the phone, Ya Shaykh, I divorced my wife when I was angry. Okay, she's not divorced. No, she is. Unless if you can confirm and prove that this state of anger, that you're disconnected from your sanity. Ighlaq. Because of that, don't feel too happy when you ask somebody and he says the answer is okay, divorce doesn't count. And you keep divorcing your wife once, twice, 3 times, 7 times, and eventually your relationship is not permissible. As far as giving divorce 3 times as once, according to Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah and Imam and many Imams, it counts as 1. Wallahu ta'ala a'la wa a'lam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sister Ruqayya from United Arab Emirates. Please try again, Sister Ruqayya. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Islam from Canada.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah, brother, I congratulate you for your new baby boy. Salman.
Oh, barakallah feek, you already grew up, mashallah. Barakallah feek, thank you so much.
I have one question.
Naam.
My wife's name is Najia Ahmed Ima. So I know the meaning Najia and Ahmed, but Ima I don't know. So if you know, kindly would you please let us know what the meaning?
You know, Brother Islam, I have difficulty hearing and understanding you. If you can raise your voice a little bit and explain further more, I would appreciate that.
Okay. So my wife's name is Najia Ahmed Ima.
You're asking about your wife's name. Okay, what is her name?
Yeah,
what is her name?
Ima, E-M-A. Najia Ahmed Ima.
Najia.
Yeah, Najia Ahmed Ima. But we know the meaning Najia, but we don't know the meaning of Ima, E-M-A.
Imam.
Ima, E-M-A, Ima.
Ima. Okay.
Yeah, E-M-A, Ima.
So that is the question. You wanna ask? You're just asking about the meaning of Ima.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Barakallah feek. Jazakallah khair. Any other questions?
No, that's all for the day.
Okay. Sorry to disappoint you, but I truly don't know. Barakallah feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Abdul Qadir from Somalia. Assalamu alaikum.
عليكم السلام يا شيخ كيف الأحوال؟
بخير والحمد لله بارك الله فيك. Thank you for asking.
I would like to ask you education further. I would like to ask you education. Hello?
Okay, go ahead. But mute your TV first, Brother Abdul Qadir.
Okay, يا شيخ I would like to ask you this question. When I end my prayers in the masjid, so sometimes I try to make a dua in front of the people. And so I would like to make a dua in that place, like my house. So what about translation? I have that question.
Okay, why do you have to make the dua in front of the people? Are you talking about like in witr prayer, or if you are the imam?
So when the people end the prayers, so they make a dua together.
I see.
So
okay.
I don't like.
Now, I got your point. Now,
okay.
I was frequently asked, is it permissible to make dua after the fard prayer? I said, despite the fact there is, a lot of opinions say no. But I said you can always make dua at any time, including after the prayer, provided that you believe this is not a part of khitam salah, or it should be done on a regular basis, like if you do it occasionally, and also provided you do it by yourself. But doing this dua in congregation is definitely not the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Saying not the sunnah is a very nice way of saying that it's an innovation. Okay, barakallah feek. Jazakallah khairan. Brother Ahmed from Nigeria, also with regards to your question concerning the property that you bought with an interest-free loan. The property itself, whether you bought it from your own money or from a loan, that does not determine whether it is zakatable or not. What determines is the purpose of the purchase. Like if you are a merchant and a realtor, you're buying properties and you're selling them, so this is cash to you. But if somebody is buying a property for himself or for his family, for the future to build a house, then even if he decided to sell it, this whole time this property is not zakatable. He doesn't have to worry about paying zakah. Even if he built a multi-story building worth several $1 million, there is no zakah on it, unless if he sold any of these items or they're for sale, if he's a merchant, then there will be zakah on the cash which is collected out of that, or if the property is on sale, so there is zakah on its value. Well, if you rent it, then the zakah will be on the harvest or the benefit, the profit from the rent after the maintenance and so on, if you maintain the nisab or more, then it is zakatable. If you maintain it for a whole lunar year. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sister Maryam from Sudan, assalamu alaikum. No problem. Try again, Sister Maryam, please. Once in one community, they told me that there is one brother, an Arabic brother, but he doesn't come to the masjid at all. I said, why don't we pay him a visit? And we'll try with him, do da'wah. They said, even his colleagues at work said that he would never allow us to enter his house. He would not even pick up our calls. He doesn't want to do anything with the masjid at all, at all, at all. And yes, indeed, we tried. But one day, I got a call from this person. And he said, you're the only person who came across my mind right now because I need a favor from you. And I was in another city. I said, how can I help you? This is the same person who refused to come to the masjid, his wife, his children. He doesn't want to associate himself with Muslims and with the Islamic society, with the Islamic center. Not even on Jumu'ah, subhanallah. He said, my son is asking me a question that I failed to answer. That he is demanding to have a girlfriend and to bring her home. And every time I tell him no, he's asking me, why not? And I don't know how to answer him. I keep saying that we don't do this, it's against our tradition. What tradition? You're afraid to say it is haram? You're afraid to teach your children religion? And when, at what time? At the age of 18? 16, 17, 18 years, your children haven't seen you praying, they don't know how to pray. So what happened? I will discuss this after the call, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Muhammad from United Arab Emirates. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sheikh Salah.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah for taking the call, sir.
Wa jazakum. Thank you, Brother Muhammad.
I had a couple of questions regarding Salah. Firstly, during a Salah, at times there are, a lot of distractions because of the people who are around you. Sometimes some people, make a lot of sound while reading, and sometimes it's wrong to say, but they smell a lot here. So the khushu of the Salah is gone. My whole attention at times is only, I'm just getting distracted here. So what do I do at such times? Is it better to continue or should I change the place? I just wanted to know that.
Okay.
And the second thing was, sometimes it happens, when I join a Salah a little later in the congregation, and in the last tashahhud, when the Imam is sitting, I'm supposed to pray only pray at-tahiyyat, but I continue praying the durood also. So am I supposed to make a sajda suhu in that case?
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you, Brother Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sister Fatima from Egypt.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Fatima. Go ahead.
I have a question. Is niqab compulsory? And there's this ayah in Surah Al-Ahzab, ayah 59, that says that it's the tasbeet, that it is fard. So the question is it compulsory?
Okay. So you're giving me the question and you're providing me with the reference. MashaAllah. Very good. Jazakillah khairan, Sister Fatima. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Shams from Doha. Assalamu alaikum, Shams.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Please go ahead.
Wa alaikum assalam, Shaykh. How are you?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. Barakallah feek. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, earlier, once I have a question, but it was not cleared answer, so I am repeating again.
Okay, go ahead and present your question.
Yeah, just I want to know, Sheikh, what is the facts about sihr, magic? And suppose if we are suspecting somebody have, like my sister, she's sick and we are suspecting seher. Okay, because the treatment is already going on with the doctor, with a specialist, but she is not getting cure. So how we will know exactly he is sick due to seher, and what is the remedy from Quran and Sunnah?
Okay. Now when you took your sister to the physician and they diagnosed whatever she is complaining of as a disease, physical, physiological ailment. Go ahead, brother.
The disease doctor found is she have in urine. The doctor find excess of protein. Means it's kidney disease.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, brother Shams. I got your question. Sister Muhammad from the case A will take this as the last call, inshallah, during this episode. Muhammad, go ahead, please.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, I have one question to ask, please.
No.
My husband has two wives.
Can you mute
one
your
of
TV,
the
sister?
wife with him here in KSA, and the other one is another country. But whenever we are
Muhammad, mute your TV, please.
Whenever we are together with him, whenever we are together with him, he used to call the other woman and always talk to her. Even we are on our way going out, he will call her, talking to her for a long period of time, and I will just be sitting there watching at him. He will be listening to the other woman and not listening to us. And so I just want you to maybe talk to men. Whenever they are calling their wives from somewhere else, please, Sheikh, they should be considering the heart of the other one, sitting close to them and knowing what to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Allah has indeed addressed this in the Quran, that if a person happen to take another wife, he has to make sure that he will treat them both fairly and watch for the feeling of each one. Otherwise, there are some people who do not follow the rules and will try to blackmail the other wife by trying to please one in front of the other and so on. This is not pleasant, this is not permissible. And there are serious threats against that. So Allah the Almighty allowed this and restricted the number and put conditions. If you're able to fulfill the conditions, you may proceed on. But if you're not able, you have to be very careful, because you cannot afford the punishment of Allah. This is some sort of dhulm or oppression. Again, Muhammad, I'm answering this as a general question, not necessarily answering Muhammad with regards to her issue with her husband, whom I don't know. So I'm giving a general answer. Maybe the other wife has the same problem, because it happened that they said, one wife said, a man who was married to a couple, and he asked one to bring him a glass of water. So when she went, the one who's sitting next to him said, I know why you asked her to bring you water, not me. He said, why? She said, so you can enjoy looking at her while she's walking in front of you. And when the other one brought the water and she came, she said, I know why you asked me to bring the water, not her. He said, why? She said, so you can whisper to her and tell her a few things like, I love you and you do love me, and so on. It's not easy to take a second wife. It is not easy. One has to be very careful. What really matters is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this regard. Most importantly, be very careful. Muhammad from United Arab Emirates, if you enter the masjid, before you say Allahu Akbar, look around. Choose a proper place where there are no distractions. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said, إذا صلى أحدكم فليصلي إلى سترة وليدن منها. Whenever the companions used to enter the masjid, would compete, who would find a pole a palm tree or whatever, to pray behind it so that he will be like in seclusion. Also, those who are attending in the masjid, sitting between the prayers, they should keep in mind that masjid is not only for myself. So when I recite, I should lower my voice. Even whenever there is a halqa and tajweed and everybody is reciting, that you have to keep in mind, if a jama'ah started, if somebody is praying nafl, keep it low for the sake of that others can also contemplate in their prayers and have khushu'. If you attend the last part of the salah with the imam, he is reciting the Durood Sharif at tashahhud. Some people stand still and they say, anyway the prayer is over, let me join the following jama'ah. No, attend with the imam even if it is the last tashahhud and recite it fully. Even if you made salam before you finish it, then resume your prayer. Why? Because in Sahih Imam al-Bukhari, the Prophet ﷺ said, فَمَا أَدْرَكْتُمْ فَصَلُّوا وَمَا فَاتَكُمْ فَأَتِمُّوا. Sister Fatima from Egypt, with regards to the mandate of a niqab, there are two different opinions. One which says it is mandatory and another which says it is recommended. So each one have their proofs and evidences, of course. Brother Shams, with regards to your sister's condition, if she's diagnosed that she's having protein in the urine due to kidney, I'm not sure if this kidney failure, God forbid, or lack of functioning or whatever, it doesn't mean right away that this is sihr, magic, or evil eye or whatever. In any condition, even if the person is diagnosed that he's having this disease and we know that there is a treatment for it, what do we do? Ruqya, dua, istighfar, giving in a charity. These are all means to expedite the process of recovery. But what I'm trying to bring to your attention, brothers and sisters, we should not link everything and anything happens to sihr and to magic or to evil eye. These are all aqdarullahi azza jal. Remember what Allah said in Surah Al-Baqarah, وَمَا هُمْ بِضَارِّينَ بِهِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. Even the sorcerers, whenever they cast a magical spell on somebody, they would only be able to harm if this has been decreed against this person. So we need to put our trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more, and whether it is a psychological or a physiological or a physical ailment or simply due to a magical spell or an evil eye, a ruqya is recommended in any case by reciting Ayat al-Kursi, Surah Al-Fatiha, the last 3 chapters of the Quran, and reciting Surah Al-Baqarah, the previous recitations upon the person who's sick. Reciting Surah Al-Baqarah in the house at least once every 3 days, and so on. By that we come to the end of today's edition of Ask Huda. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to pardon us and forgive us our sins and errors. Allahumma ameen. Subhanaka Allahumma wa hamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Wassalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allah is my heart's speech. Your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance.